What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for being here and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. You know, the great thing about doing YouTube, and you know, it's funny, I remember in YouTube's infancy, when my daughter was doing YouTube, and I didn't understand social media and things like that. And you know, she said, "Oh, I've got 5,000 friends and followers and stuff." You know, and some in California. I'm like, California? What do you mean you got friends in California? This is the devil. How can you have? But I didn't understand. I never had a MySpace. That's how. But I barely did Facebook at that point. In fact, I don't even think I did Facebook at that point. But doing YouTube and having all you guys, I know that during the pandemic, between the lockdowns and all that, I would have lost my mind had it not been for YouTube and having all of you great people. And I look at all of the people that are close to me in my life, from Clarence to DMV to E2 Blue, you know, Game Time Brian, Primetime Phil, you know, David Wiley, Them Boys Kicks, you know, Wes. I mean, all the regular crew, and there's so many, you know, from Lola. I mean, this hot sauce and Angelica Barone. It's literally like my friends and family. And so y'all all see me go through all of my emotions, my ups and my downs, my good days, my bads, my long hair and short when it's just like cray cray. And it is too long, but I just haven't been home long enough to get my hair cut. And it's literally been blowing around in the cold. And it's kind of crazy being in here in this house right now, because working here this summer before we have the AC and the heat and the place was closed up, it was hot. Well, now it's gotten cold. In the next couple of days, it's going to be, well, I think it's going to be 23 tomorrow night. I think it's supposed to go down to about in the 30s tonight. I think the high tomorrow is only going to be in the 40s. I think low 40s at that. So we're going to find out how well this place is insulated, if I did a good job on that or not, or what have you. One final note on this, it's kind of crazy because I think back to when they first built it, there was no insulation whatsoever. Basically, the plaster ceiling was the only insulation that was up in there. And that's why I guess they had the 4 fireplaces in the place to try and keep it warm. I can't imagine what it must have been like at night during the winter, but be that as it may. You guys have been here with me in the ups and downs. And I was sitting there today doing the live stream. And you have things that are said that trigger something else, deja vu moments. And, you know, we've got trolls, and the trolls have kind of, because I don't play with them as much, they kind of filter over to Brian. So there's a delusional Dak fan or whatever is over there saying some stuff. And it brought back like a flashback. Because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about the San Francisco 49ers, who had a great team to begin with. And they went out and they got Hargrave from the Eagles in the offseason as free agent, right? And then they went ahead and got Randy Gregory. Now, there's no guarantee that getting a player is going to be a great player on your squad. They may play great on one team, maybe not on another. You know, it depends on the coaching, the system, the people around and all. There's many variables. So there's no guarantee that any of them work out. So they got Hargrave. And then, of course, they got Randy Gregory 3 weeks ago, who's yet to have a victory with the 49ers. And then today, they trade for Chase Young. And I'm just going through here, and I'm thinking about how A.J. Brown made Jalen Hurts. The way they used to say, Dak sucks, it was all Amari Cooper. You can, you know, you can make that argument with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is one of the best receivers in football. And see, it's both of them. You know, you can have a great player after a great wide receiver, but if I'm throwing the ball in the dirt, it doesn't matter how great he is, as it showed with Devontae Adams last night with the Raiders. Jimmy G just can't get him the damn ball. He's one hopping it, throwing it in the dirt, and getting sacked and throwing interceptions. But A.J. Brown makes the quarterback so much better because his ability to high point the ball, his ability to get open, to catch everything. He is an absolute positive beast. He's a big target. And that made the difference, all the difference in the world. And you look at the Eagles constantly. Gotta say it, the Eagles, they're the best record in football, although it's suspect with some of the games that they've won by the skin of their teeth. They got the best record. They've beaten the teams, with the exception of the Jets, that have been in front of them. But yet, that hasn't stopped them from constantly trying to get better. So I'm watching this and looking around. Yeah, the Lions have the same record. Well, they played more games than we have. But the Lions, they've had some good wins, some bad wins. They look to be like a good team. And for them, they've got us, and I'm trying to think of what other game. I think they only have 2 games with teams with a winning record. The NFC North now no longer has Kirk Cousins. The Bears are who we thought they were. And Jordan Love, there's no love for that guy. So they got 5 games in their division with the 6 wins they already have. They should probably win all those. That's 11 wins. And they still have some other games. So they win 2 of those games. They're at 13 wins. That whole field advantage could go through Detroit. Now, we do play them so we can help. They can help knock it out. But still, it may not be enough. The Eagles, they're constantly trying to get better. And then we sit there for 2 hours knowing that we're not going to get anybody. Knowing that Jerry Jones, we like the guys that we have. We think, we make that run. And it's just like, here's the problem. I lost my mind because I see other teams constantly trying to add more and more and more and more talent. Spending money, making trades, bringing in more talent. Doesn't always work, but you know that they're at least trying. And you sit here and you watch the Cowboys and you think, the Lions, they're a good team, but they're not, like the 49ers of old. You look at San Francisco, well, they're not the 80s San Francisco 49ers. You look at the Eagles, they're good, but I'm not going to say that that's the best Eagles team I've ever seen. And so there's opportunity there. And you think that Jerry Jones would smell blood in the water and say, you know what? We're as good as any of these teams. We can compete with those teams. Let's go ahead and stack the deck. And then they don't. And then what happens is there's no repercussions for Jerry or Steven. They go through, they get rid of talent, they don't replace it, and what happens is everybody points and says, well, Dak Prescott's not enough. And people believe Jerry Jones when he says, well, the talent I put on the field. Here's how crazy it is. Jerry Jones gets rid of Cedric Wilson, lets him walk, signs a Michael Gallup to a new deal while he's recovering from an ACL, get rid of Amari Cooper, and draft Dalen Tolbert and bring in James Washington. And they basically try to tell us, oh no, this is just as good as what we had. And that's my frustration with the Joneses. They do about 90% of the job, but that 10%, that last 10%, could be the difference of winning the Super Bowl versus losing early in the playoffs. And that's it in a nutshell. We got a good team. We can play with anybody. We can also lose to anybody. It's a delicate balance. After this video, I ain't saying nothing else about the trade. It's done. It's over with. We're getting nobody. We got to focus in on those great guys in that locker room that are giving it all to the Dallas Cowboys. And that's all I have to say about that. Whew. It's about 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to turn in a little bit earlier tonight. It's been a long day. I got up at 5 to drive up the road to get my brother. He's here. So, that's actually our first house guest, or our first sleepover. So, get up in the morning and get back at it and keep on fighting. It's all we can do. All right, good people. Remember, tell the people you love how much you love them. Because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, we'll all be here tomorrow talking about dead boys. Peace out.